Good morning to one and all present here. I am Dr. V.K. Manawala-Sundaram, Professor and Head, Department of Information Technology. And also I am happy to say that I am a coordinator of this AICT Atal program, which is sponsored by AICTE Training and Learning Cell. Yeah, pleasant good morning to one and all present here. First of all, I welcome and I thank for providing me an opportunity for our secretary and correspondent, Sri S.T. Chandrasekhar sir, our beloved principal, Dr. M. Jayaraman sir, our deans, Professor Peter Stanley Bibbington, Dean Academics, and Dean Student Affairs, Professor P. Jayachandar, Controller of Examinations, Dr. K.R. Valluvan, coordinator of this function, who is working as a backbone of this Atal program, Dr. S. Viveka, Professor T. Premamala, Professor Logesh Kumar, and Professor Saravanan, and the faculty members of my department and the staff members. A warm good morning to one and all present here, and also the main important hero and heroes of this program, that is participants, and also I welcome our resource person, Logeshwari madam. Good morning, ma'am. On behalf of LLR College of Engineering and Technology, I feel immense pleasure to extend my warm welcome to you all for the 5 days faculty development program on Artificial Intelligence, sponsored by AICTE Training and Learning from 24th August to 28th August 2020. This FTP contains 15 sessions. In this, 14 sessions are handled by the resource persons from reputed in academic institutions, and the last session is about stress management, online test, and valedictory. Today's first session is about Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. This session will start now and ends at 11 a.m. as we have central inaugural ceremony of Atal's Academy Virtual FTP at Gujarat from 11:50 a.m. to 1:40 p.m. So the second session, Search Algorithms, is preponed to 11 a.m. and it will continue after the ceremony of the centralized inaugural ceremony and the lunch break up to 2 p.m. The third session is about the adversarial search and constraint satisfaction problem, which will start at 3 p.m. and will end at 4:30 p.m. I request the participants to adjust the time variation due to the various activities. This central inauguration ceremony of Atal Academy virtual function at Gujarat starts at 11:45 a.m. The keynote address by our chief guest, Sri Nitin Gajasri, Minister of Road and Transport and Highways, Shipping, and the Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India. All the participants are asked to join the virtual ceremony by the link provided in our WhatsApp group. Today, the first session is about Introduction to Artificial Intelligence, which is handled by Dr. S.LOGESWARI. It is my honor to welcome and introduce our resource person, Dr. S. Logeshwari, Professor Computer Science and Engineering, BANNARI AMMAN Institute of Technology. She has 22 years of experience and handled various academic positions. She completed her PhD in the year 2015. She has published 20 papers in national and international journals and presented her ideas in 15 conferences. She received patent for his research, 4 scholars doing their research under his guidance. At present, she is working as a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in the BANNARI AMMAN Institute of Technology. So it's a time to hand it over the session to our today's expert. Welcome, ma'am. Now we can. I am handed over my session, handling my session and providing the session to Logeshwari madam. Ma'am.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning to one and all. I am very happy to be part of this session. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank our BIT management as well as LLR College management for providing me an opportunity. So I hope you all have heard about the artificial intelligence. It is the booming technology now. As we are in the fourth industrial revolution, one of the most important technology which is ruling the entire industry is artificial intelligence. So let me introduce some of the concepts that are closely associated with artificial intelligence in this session. In today's world, technology is growing very fast, and we are getting in touch with different new technologies day by day. Here, one of the booming technologies of computer science is artificial intelligence, which is ready to create a new revolution in the world by making intelligent machines. The artificial intelligence is now all around us. It is currently working with a variety of subfields ranging from general to specific, such as self-driving cars, playing chess, proving theorems, playing music, painting, etc. AI is one of the fascinating and universal fields of computer science, which has a great scope in future. AI holds a tendency to cause a machine to work as a human. If we want to name a technology that completely changed the 21st century, it will be AI. The AI is part of our everyday life. That's why I think it's important to understand the different concepts associated with AI. AI defined as the intelligence exhibited by the machines dominating by every aspect of human computer interaction today. AI is trending these days, and people who knows AI are in demand. There are a lot of opportunities in various fields of AI. Artificial intelligence exists when a machine can have human-based skills such as learning, reasoning, and solving problems. With artificial intelligence, you do not need to program a machine to do some work. Despite that, you can create a machine with programmed algorithms which can work with own intelligence, and that is the awesomeness of AI. It is believed that AI is not a new technology, and some people says that as per Greek myth, there were mechanical men in early days which can work and behave like humans. AI opens a path for other new technologies, new devices, and new opportunities. As what is the reason for the emergence of the AI? So one of the main reasons for AI is data economy. So the data economy refers to how much data has grown over the past few years and how much more it can grow in the coming years. Since 2009, the data volume is increased by 44 times. The explosion of data has given rise to the new economy. So there is a need. You can teach your machines to learn from data and derive a variety of useful insights, giving rise to AI. So the demand for AI. So nowadays we are having lot of computational power because due to the technological advancements. So AI requires lot of computing power. Recently, many advancements have been made, especially in deep learning models. So we are having a graphical processing units that is especially used in deep learning to model all the graphical aspects. GPU is mostly used for gaming and doing complex simulations. These tasks and mainly graphical computations are possible. So lots of data at present. We are generating data every day in terms of social media, IoT, and all other devices. So this big data enables better algorithms to find methods or solutions to process the existing data and help us to derive useful insights that we can do good investments in the business strategies. So from this emergence and demands, we have formed the goals for an artificial intelligence. So from the definitions, we can see that AI has two major roles. So the first part forms study the intelligent part concerned with human and represent those intelligent actions using computers. So hence the goals of AI is to make computers more useful by letting them take over dangerous or tedious tasks from human by introducing our intelligence in the machines, understand principles of human intelligence and replicate human intelligence. That's what we are expecting from artificial intelligence. So with this introduction, this session starts with the learning objectives of, it includes the history of artificial intelligence, the various definitions given by the various scientists, the stages of AI, the types of AI, foundation of AI, domains of AI, and the relationship between the newer technologies, machine learning and deep learning, and the various applications of artificial intelligence. So the first part forms the history of AI. So the AI is not a new technology. It has started from 1950s itself. So the concept of AI goes back to the classical ages. Under the Greek mythology, the concept of machines and mechanical men who well thought of. In 1950, Alan Turing proposed the Turing test to check the ability of the computers. The Turing test basically determines whether or not a computer can intelligently think like a human being. In 1951, it marks the era of game AI. Here, a lot of computer scientists developed programs for checkers and chess. However, these programs were rewritten and redone in better way. In 1956, it is marked the most important year of AI. During this year, John McCarthy, the father of AI, first coined the term AI. So this was followed by the first AI lab. MIT has established a first AI lab in 1959. From there, the researches related to AI was began. In 1960, the first robot was introduced by General Motor assembly line. In 1961, the first AI chatbot called Eliza was introduced. In 1997, the IBM's Deep Blue chess game beats the world champion Garry Kasparov in the game chess. In 2005, marked with the year, an autonomous robotic car was designed. In 2011, IBM's question and answering machine Watson was developed. So we have entered the fourth industrial revolution, an era driven by automation and connectivity. So there was a brief history of AI. Since the emergence of AI in 1950s, we have seen an exponential growth in its potential. It covers the domains such as machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, natural language processing, knowledge base, expert systems, and so on. In order to know the brief history of AI, let us move on and understanding what exactly AI is. Do you think the AI means the programs that behave externally like humans, or the programs that operate internally as humans, or it is a computational system that behave intelligently, or the system with rational behavior? So let us see the actions of artificial intelligence. So here we are comparing the 4 dimensions: the human, behavior, thought, and rational. So there is a relationship between the human and the machine. It is measured in terms of 4 aspects. The first one, the systems that act like humans. So suppose you think that you are entering in a room which has a computer. So you are going to type some information or a text message in the machine. You are typing your questions. You are getting back replies from the other end. If you are not able to determine whether the replying person is a human being or a machine, in such a way you are getting an intelligent results from the replies from your opponent, that shows the artificial intelligence, the power of artificial intelligence. So the Turing test approach. So in order to verify whether the machines are working as similar to human intelligence, in 1950s, Alan Turing proposed Turing test approach. A human questioner cannot tell if there is a computer or a human answering his question. So the computer must behave intelligently. So this intelligent behavior is mainly based on the cognitive aspects. So what are the cognitive aspects AI includes? So it includes natural language processing for communicating with human beings, knowledge representation to store information efficiently and effectively, automated reasoning to retrieve the data from the repository and answer all your questions using the stored information in an intelligent manner, machine learning to adapt to new circumstances. So now we are coming to the next dimension, the systems that think like humans. So it is known as cognitive modeling. So the humans as observed from inside. So how do we know how humans think? So it forms introspection versus psychological experiments. The introspection is a process that involves looking inward to examine one's own thoughts and emotions. So introspection can be used as a reflection tool when we reflect our thoughts, emotions, and memories and examine what they mean. The term introspection is also used to describe one of the research techniques, that is self-observation and self-analysis. So this cognitive science, the exciting new effort to make computers to think, this is called as machines with human minds. The automation of activities that we associate with human thinking are such as decision making, problem solving, and learning. So now we are entering into the third dimension, the systems that think rationally. There we have framed the rules for the thinking process. So it is the laws of thought came into existence. So do we think the humans are always rational? So it is not possible. The rational means all our activities are based on some logic. So, but we could not express everything in terms of logic, especially during uncertainty times. So the logical approach is often not feasible in terms of computation whenever we need some guidance from the experience or the past history. So the laws of thought were framed. So it involves with the study of mental facilities through the use of computational models. So they have started to invent the various models to learn the human intelligence and to inculcate this intelligence inside the machine. The study of the computations that make it possible to perceive, reason, and act. So now we are entering into the fourth dimension, the systems that act rationally. So here it can act as a rational agent. So it should exhibit the rational behavior. That means the machines always do the right thing. So what do you mean by right thing? So what is expected to maximize the goal achievement given with the available information. So the giving answers or replaying the answers to your questions is known as acting. So I don't care whether a system replicates human through process or makes the same decisions as similar to human, or it uses purely logical reasoning or any other technique. But we are expecting the human intelligence should be reflected by a machine. So from these, the four different dimensions, now we came for the definitions of your artificial intelligence. So intelligence means the capacity to learn and solve problems. Whereas artificial intelligence, it is a branch of computer science dealing with the simulation of intelligent behavior in computers. A program that can sense, reason, act, and adapt. It is a definition given by Intel Corporation for AI. The artificial intelligence is the simulation of human intelligence by machines in such a way, the ability to solve problems, the ability to act rationally, the ability to act like humans. The science and engineering of making intelligent machine. It is a technique of getting machines to work and behave like humans. So we all knew about the evolution of human being. So now we are in the robotic age. It is the one of the example for how the AI influence our day-to-day life. So John McCarthy, he is the father of artificial intelligence. He has delivered a definition for artificial intelligence. That is, AI can also be defined as the development of computer systems that are capable of performing tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as decision making, object deduction, solving complex problems, and so on. So like I mentioned, the AI helps in decision making, solving complex problems. It performs high-level computations and also increases the accuracy of predictions. These are the main features of AI. So now we are getting to what are the different stages of AI in existence. So in AI, we are having three different stages. They are AI narrow intelligence, AI general intelligence, AI super intelligence. So narrow intelligence dedicated for a particular task. So we are only here. General intelligence, it performs all operations like human. Super AI, that is intelligent than human being. So artificial narrow intelligence, AI. It is also known as weak AI. ANA is the stage of AI involving machines that can perform only a narrow, defined set of specific tasks. At this stage, the machines don't possess any thinking ability. This is performed set of predefined functions. I know you all can able to see the examples. So we are all have. I hope we are all have experienced all these applications. The first one is the Siri, the iPhone AI-based app. So those who have the AI, it is a, so everybody knows the friendly woman living inside every iPhone. Siri is the voice controlled assistant. Siri is an acronym for Speech Interpretation Recognition Interface. Via voice commands, you can control different functions on your iPhone or iPad. For example, you can send messages, check your mails, or navigate yourself to any destination. So Siri searches simultaneously the internet internal memory and the internet and can give you a broad answer to all your questions. So next one is the Amazon's Alexa, a virtual assistant. So because of the AI technology, we are having this virtual assistant. It is capable of voice interaction, music playback, making to-do lists, setting alarms, streaming podcasts, playing audiobooks, and providing weather, traffic, supports, and other real-time information such as news. Alexa can also control several smart devices using itself as a home automation system. In 2016, Amazon announced that they would make the speech recognition and natural language processing technology behind Alexa available for developers under the name of Amazon Legs. This new service would allow developers to create their own chatbots that can interact in a conversational manner. So the next example for VK is self-driving car. So it is also known as driverless or robo-car. It is a vehicle that is capable of sensing its environment and moving safely with little or no human input. The self-driving cars combine a variety of sensors to perceive their surroundings, such as radar, sonar, GPS, odometry, or inertial measurement units. Self-driving cars use sensors to identify civilians that are crossing the roads. They identify the traffic signals, and they use this to make better driving decisions. There AI comes into picture. This also helps in preventing any future accidents. So AI is a critical technology required to realize autonomous driving. The extreme compute performance required for an autonomous vehicle based on AI requires an innovative memory and storage system to process and hold the vast amount of data necessary for a computer to make decisions like a human. So next one is the Sophia, the first human-like robot. So it personifies our dreams for the future AI. She is the world's first robot citizen and the first robot innovation ambassador for United Nations. It includes the cutting-edge techniques, neural networks, expert systems, machine perception, conversational natural language processing, adaptive motor control, and cognitive architecture, among others. It uses the cutting-edge machine perception that allows to recognize human faces and perceive the emotional expressions and recognize various hand gestures. Then the last one is the Google Maps. So we are all, every day we are using this application. So 20 years ago, the location navigation was very difficult because of using physical maps for directions. But fast forward to today, Google Maps has transformed location search via AI and machine learning. From recommendations to instant traffic alerts, Google Maps is changing the navigation experience for users. Today, most people own smartphones installed with Google Maps, and this has made movement easy. So now the next stage, artificial general intelligence. So it is also known as strong AI. The AGI is the stage of AI wherein machines will possess the ability to think and make decisions just like as human. But currently, we don't have any existing examples for AGI. But But it is believed that we will soon be able to create machines that are as smart as human beings. It is considered as one of the threat to human existence by many scientists also. So artificial super intelligence. So ASA is a stage of AI when the capability of computers will surpass human beings. Some key characteristics of strong AI include ability to think, to reason, solve the puzzles, making judgments, plan, learn, and communicate by its own. ASA is currently seen as hypothetical situation as depicted in movies and science fiction books. You might be seeing a lot of movies in which the machines are taking over the world. Now I believe that machines are not far from reaching this stage, taking into consideration our current phase. However, currently we don't have such types of machines that is capable of thinking better than human or reasoning in a better way than a human being. So as we have discussed the stages of the AI, based on the three different stages, we are having the four types of artificial intelligence, so that they are categorized based on their functionality. So reactive machine AI, limited memory AI, theory of mind AI, and self-aware AI. So reactive machine AI, it includes the machines that operate solely based on the present data, taking into account only the current situation. Such AI systems do not store memories or past experiences for future actions. These machines only focus on current scenarios and react on it as per possible best action. So one of the example is IBM's Deep Blue. It's a chess game. It defeated the world champion Garry Kasparov in 1997. This is one of the most impressive machine developed so far. Sir? So the next one is limited memory AI. So it can make informed and improved decisions by studying the past data from its memory. Such an AI has short-lived or a temporary memory that can be used to store past experiences and hence evaluate your future actions. So the best example is self-driving cars. So these cars uses the data collected in the recent past to make immediate decisions. So such as these cars can store recent speed of the nearby cars, the distance of other cars, speed limit, and other information to navigate the road. The theory of mind AI. It is a more advanced type. It will focus mainly on emotional intelligence so that human beliefs and thoughts can be better comprehended. It has not been fully developed yet, but regressive research is happening in this area. So the theory of mind AI is speculated to play a major role in human psychology. So the next one is self-aware AI. It includes the machines that have their own consciousness and became self-aware. This type of AI does not exist. So future, it might be possible to achieve this type of AI. AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization. When we are getting to the self-aware AI, most of the scientists are thinking that it might be the major risk for the human being lives. So next we are going to enter into what are the concepts are, what are the foundations of AI, what are the domains are contributing in the existence of AI. So the artificial intelligence is not just a part of computer science, even it's so vast and requires a lot of other factors which can contribute to it. To create the AI, first we should know that how intelligence is composed. So the intelligence is an intangible part of our brain, which is a combination of reasoning, learning, problem solving perception, language understanding, etc. To achieve the above factors for a machine or a software, it requires the following disciplines. So the computer science, psychology, neuron science, biology, philosophy, maths, and sociology. So philosophy. So the philosophy is used to initiate the idea of mind as a machine and its internal operations. How to extract the internal operations of the human mind and how to introduce those aspects inside the machine. That forms the philosophy. And mathematics, the major idea behind the AI is mathematical framework. So it includes the three aspects, the computation, logic, and probability. So it involves with complexity theory. Computation leads to analysis of the problem. So always we are speaking in terms of the time and space, that is the complexity, and probability theory. So contributes the degree of belief to handle uncertainty in AI. So they are using the conditional probability to examine the behavior of the system, and decision theory, it combines the probability theory and utility theory. Then psychology. So in order to extract the intelligence from human being, so we are in need of the psychological aspects. So it covers how do humans think and act in a particular situation, the study of human reasoning and acting. So based on these aspects, it gives the existence of various reasoning models. In order to strengthen the ideas, the humans and other animals can be considered as information processing machines. So that only we are having more algorithms based on the animals. So the swarm intelligence, particle swarm intelligence, ant lion intelligence. So we are having various nature inspired optimization algorithms came into existence. And next one, computer engineering. So it forms the basis for your AI, how to build an efficient computer. So the power of computer makes computation of large and difficult problems more easily. So AI has also contributed its own work to computer science, which includes the concepts related to time sharing, the various types of data structures, especially linked list data structures and object-oriented concepts. All those concepts are playing vital role in the existence of artificial intelligence. So next, one of the foundation area of AI is control theory and cybernetics. So how to translate the artifacts or the human being actions into the machine. So how can artifacts operate under their own control? The artifacts adjust their actions to do better for the environment over the time based on the objective function. So for all the existing models and algorithms, they are working based on an objective function and the feedback from the environment. So it's not only limited for the linear systems, but it also involves with other problems such as language, vision, and planning, etc. So next, the linguistics. It is also playing a vital role in AI. So the linguistic is mainly used for understanding the natural languages. So the different approaches has been adopted from the linguistic work. So it covers the formal language representation. So in the era of AI only, the automata theory came into existence. So the different types of automata models, the finite automata, push-down automata, the Turing machine came into existence, and the various language representations used for the automata. So for the finite automata, we are using only regular expressions. As it was the first evolution, it has very limited memory capacity. So they have used only the finite automata as a recognizer. When they come for the next evolution, the push-down automata, they have slowly started to introduce some limited memory with the advancements of technological existing. So it is used for the comparative purpose also. So mainly the language for push-down automata is context-free grammar. And then they have started to invent the Turing machine. So which is the simulation of our today's computers. Okay. So whatever may be your input, if you are going to store the input in terms of a program, you can expect the fruitful responses from your machine. So the formal language representation includes the syntactic and semantic analysis also. The syntax and semantics are represented in terms of the context-free grammars and context-sensitive languages so that you can able to provide a structure or you can extract the grammatical structure and you can able to create or design new algorithms and the machines to process all your information in the era of AI. And the next one is knowledge representation. So the knowledge representation can be in the form of logical or semantic network, frame, or production rules. The logical representation means we'll be specifying all our intelligence in terms of concrete rules which are deal with propositions and has no ambiguity in representation. Logical representation means drawing a conclusion based on various conditions. You'll be having a hypothesis. If the hypothesis is true, always the conclusion is true. Okay. So it consists of precisely defined syntax and semantics which support the sound inference. Whereas in semantic network representation, we are going to exhibit the relationship between these objects. A graphical representation model is going to be used in semantic network. So especially it reflects the relationship such as is a part of, that is all inheritance and association type of relationship will be exhibited using a semantic network representation. The next one is frame representation. It is similar to our relational database representation, a table-like structure in which a frame is a record-like structure which collects the attributes and the values of those attributes in a table form. The next one is production rules. So everything should be represented in terms of if-then rules. So the linguistic plays a vital role in the AI implementation. So because there only we are concentrating on the natural language processing aspects. So how to understand the human behavior, how to represent the behavior in terms of systems. So it comprising of what are the models we are going to use, what are the language representations we are going to use, how we can able to specify the grammatical structure and semantic information of those languages, and how we are going to represent the knowledge in terms of logical rules, semantic networks, frames, and production rules. So based on the foundation, the core areas, the AI is implemented with the principles as follows. So the central principles of AI include, we have to make our machines to reflect the knowledge regarding reasoning, knowledge, planning, learning, and communication abilities of human being, the perception and the ability to move and manipulate objects similar to human being. It is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. So AI knowledge cycle. So the above diagram is showing how an AI system can interact with the real world and what components help it to show the intelligence. So the AI system has perception. These are the basic components: the perception, learning, knowledge representation, reasoning, planning, and execution. So the AI system has a perception component by which it retrieves information from its environment. It gathers the data. It collects the information from the existing environment. It can be visual, audio, or any form of sensory input. A multimedia data can be collected during your perception phase. The learning component is responsible for learning from data captured by perception component. It will extract the data, transformations will be applied on the existing data, and we are used to collect useful information, the patterns or the insights from the existing data. In the complete cycle, the main components are knowledge representation and reasoning. These two components are involved in showing the intelligence in machine like humans. So knowledge representation, you can make use of either the logical rules are the frames or the semantic relationship. From the knowledge representation, we can able to extract the methodologies and algorithms for reasoning. The planning and execution depends on analysis of knowledge, representation, and reasoning. So now the history of AI gets continued because of the emergence of the new technologies, so such as neural networks, machine learning, and deep learning. So 1960s to 1970s, we have used all the earlier algorithms and the role of expert systems. 1980s to 1990s, the neural networks came into existence. From 2000 to 2020, the Industrial Revolution 4.0, the machine learning and deep learning came into existence. So now we are getting to the domains of AI. So AI plays a vital role in machine learning, deep learning, robotics, expert systems, fuzzy logic, and natural language processing. AI can be used to solve real-world problems by implementing machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, robotics, etc. Recently, AI is also being as an application in computer vision and image processing. Machine learning. So it's basically a science of getting machines to interpret, process, and analyze the data in order to solve real-world problems. Machine learning primarily concerned with the design and development of algorithms that allow the system to learn from historical data. It helps in discovering patterns in data. So it involves with three types of learning procedure: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. So supervised learning is a type of machine learning in which machine learn from known data sets. That is, the data sets are having the labels. Based on the trained data set, the new data can be categorized under the various labels. Whereas unsupervised learning, the learning without supervision on training, the reinforcement learning, learning from experience, or learning based on feedback. So next, the deep learning. It is the process of implementing neural networks on high dimensional data. So now, because of the evolution of big data, so day by day, we are producing huge volume of data with the help of the social media, IoT-based applications, the public websites. So we are having the existence of big data analytics. The data may be structured or unstructured or semi-structured. So in order to handle all these types of data, the deep learning is mainly used. So it is the process of implementing neural networks on high dimensional data to deal insights and form solutions. So especially, for example, the logic behind face verification algorithms on Facebook, logic used in self-driving cars, the virtual assistants like Alexa and Siri. So next one is natural language processing. It refers to the science of drawing insights from natural human language in order to communicate with machines. So it involves with the knowledge representation models and the processing algorithms that are especially designed for speech and text processing. How to recognize the speech and how to recognize the text. So we have started to develop the various algorithms and models for processing the speech and text in an effective manner. For example, the Twitter. Twitter uses NLP to filter out the terroristic language in the tweets. Amazon used to understand the customer reviews and improve the user experience with the help of NLP. So the next domain of AI, robotics. So it is the branch of AI which focuses on the different branches and applications of robots. AI robots are artificial intelligent agents which act in the real world environment to produce results by taking some accountable actions. So as we have already discussed, The Sophia is the first humanoid robot, so which is reflecting the human intelligence. Fuzzy logic. It is the computing approach that is based on the principle of degree of truth. Instead of using modern logic that we used, basically Boolean logic, so the fuzzy logic is used in medical field to solve complex problems which involves decision making. Then the expert systems came into existence. The AI-based computer system that learns and reciprocates the decision making ability of a human expert. Use if-then logic in order to solve any complex problem. The predicates are used to express the logic of the human being. They do not rely on conventional procedural programming. Mainly, the information management, especially the expert system, is used for fraud detection, virus detection, managing medical and hospital records. So now we are having these forms. All the domains, whatever we have discussed so far, are the existence in 1990s in the 20th century. So when we are speaking about the Industrial Revolution 4.0, the major domains of AI becomes machine learning and deep learning. So what's the relationship that exists between these three terms? Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So machine learning and deep learning are subset of artificial intelligence. So all the three is having its own applications based on its logic. The artificial intelligence, it is the science of getting machines to mimic the behavior of humans. It is only the reflecting nature of the human beings. Whereas the machine learning, a subset of AI that focuses on getting machines to make decisions by feeding them data. That is, we want to improve the performance of the machines. So in terms of algorithms, so we have to develop algorithms which will improve the performance of the machines by using more data over the time. Whereas deep learning, it's a subset of machine learning that uses the concept of neural networks to solve complex problems. So here, the multi-layered neural networks are used to learn or get trained from the historical data so that you can able to develop the new models to derive the insights or patterns from the existing data. So I would like to give you the relationship between AI, ML, and data science. So this is a flow diagram which depicts the relationship between these three major terminologies used in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. So I hope the first step starts from data. So the data gathering, transformations are in the form of data science. So the data science includes the operations related to the algorithms and techniques related to data collection and transformation. Whereas the machine learning, it includes the concept of the various techniques to extract the features from the data. So the machine learning came into existence to introduce the algorithms for extracting features from the gathered data or collected the data. So whereas artificial intelligence, it is used to derive the human insights, take the human decisions and act based on the decisions. That is the part of artificial intelligence. So the data science includes the operations regarding the data collection and transformation. The machine learning includes the operations related to extract the features using the various types of learning methodologies. The artificial intelligence use those features to derive the insights for human taking decisions and performing actions, reacting based on those decisions. That is the role of artificial intelligence. So data gathering and transformation comes in data science. Data transformation is a process of converting data from one form to other form or a structure. It is important to similar to data management and integration. After gathering the data, we would like to use this data to make predictions. This data is used to make predictions using the machine learning algorithms, either supervised or unsupervised algorithms. So get the insights from the predictions using the data analysis methods. So there AI comes into picture. AI combines these predictions and insights to take a decision and to perform actions based on those decisions. So this is the relationship between AI, ML, and data science. So what's the relationship between AI machine learning? So the artificial intelligence and machine learning. So artificial intelligence, it is the engineering of making intelligent machines and programs. So we have to create intelligent machines and programs in such a way it has to mimic the decision-making capability or perseverance capability of human being. But whereas machine learning, it enables the machine to learn without being explicitly programmed. So AI takes control over the human, how to extract the knowledge or intelligence from the human being. Machine learning is how to introduce that intelligence inside the machines. That enables the machines to learn without being explicitly programmed. It allows machines to gain intelligence, thereby enabling artificial intelligence to play a role. So what's the relationship between machine learning and data science? These are the buzzwords normally we are having in this environment. So data science and machine learning go hand in hand. Data science helps to evaluate data from machine learning algorithms. It covers all aspects of the data processing. So data science includes data preparation, data visualization, and the learning is in existence in both data science as well as in machine learning. So all the data oriented operations are comes in the part of the data science. So the data science is the use of statistical methods to find patterns in the data. Data science includes the techniques like statistical modeling, visualization, and pattern recognition. Whereas the machine learning, it includes how it can make the machine to get trained, how it makes the machine to learn the human behavior and intelligence. So the statistical machine learning uses the same techniques as data science. Machine learning focuses on developing algorithms from the data provided by data science. It is making use of this data and make the machine to learn the human intelligence. So one of the examples of machine learning is in order to identify the fraudulent credit card transactions. So you could define the features to be transaction time, the transaction amount, transaction location, category of purchase. So we have to design an algorithm to use all these attributes and suggest unusual activity of a person so that we can able to identify whether it is a legal activity or a fraudulent activity. The deep learning. So if it is in terms of a machine learning, so first step, we have to extract the features. Feature detection is the first step. The second step is applying the algorithm. So feed them through a model and that you can able to recognize whether he is such a person or not. But whereas deep learning, it combines both the steps. It combines both the steps using the neural network. You'll be having input layer, hidden layer concept and output layers. So based on your applications, you can introduce the number of hidden layers. You can define your objective functions. So that based on these hidden layer concepts only, most of the algorithms researchers are recently going on in the deep learning field. So by combining both the feature detection as well as the algorithm generation, you can able to identify or recognize whether he is a particular person or not. Okay. So this is the relationship between the artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, and deep learning. So now we are coming to the part of what are the advantages of artificial intelligence. We are having the various domains. We are having various sub areas in which the AI contributes much. So because of these advantages only, the AI plays a vital role in this industrial revolution. So high accuracy with less errors. AI machines or systems are prone to less errors and high accuracy as it takes decisions as per pre-experience or information. From the past history, the machines are getting trained and so that it can able to predict the newer decisions. The high speed, AI systems can be of very high speed and fast decision making. Because of that, AI systems can beat a chess champion in the chess game because of the graphical processing units. High reliability. AI machines are highly reliable and can perform the same action multiple times with high accuracy. Useful for risky areas. So whenever there is a risk, the robots are used in that risky areas. So the robotics are the invention of AI. So AI machines can be helpful in situations such as defusing a bomb, exploring the natural disaster situations where to employ a human being can be risky. Digital assistance. AI can be very useful to provide digital assistance to the users, such as AI technology is currently used by various e-commerce websites, Google Assistants we are having, the chatbots are in existence to show the products as per the customer requirements. Useful as a public utility. AI can be very useful for public utilities such as a self-driving car, which can make our journey safer and hassle-free. Facial recognition for security purpose, natural language processing to communicate with the human in human language, etc. So because of these advantages, lot of researchers are still continuing in the artificial intelligence. So when we are coming into the part of applications of AI, we are having lot of transformative changes in the various domains. So some of the examples I am listing out here. The health. In the health sector, so we are having a scope to design the models and algorithms for the enhanced diagnostics of diseases, drug discovery, patient care, research on sensory aids. As far as the industrial scenario is concerned, the AI is used for factory automation, predictive maintenance, precision agriculture and field automation. The financial aspect, AI is used to implement the concepts associated with trading, to identify the fraud reduction, personal financial management, and risk mitigations. So the researchers are going on in developing the algorithms and the knowledge representation models which are useful in these aspects. So in terms of energy, oil and gas exploration, smart grid, operational improvement, and conservation areas, we are having lot of scope to develop our research. In government, defense, data insights, safety and security, engagement, and smarter cities. In terms of implementation of smart cities, AI comes into picture in hand with IoT. The transport, autonomous cars, automated trucking, aerospace, shipping, search and rescue. In all these aspects we are developing so many models based on AI. The other areas are digital marketing, the education, gaming, professional and IT services, media and sports. So in all these domains, we are having lot of applications and a scope for implementing the AI. So now we are getting to the modern AI, that is AI in practice. AI is redefining industries by providing greater personalization to users and automating the processes. So one of the major application of AI is IBM Watson. So in healthcare, IBM is one of the pioneers that has developed AI software, especially for medicine. More than 230 healthcare organizations worldwide use IBM Watson technology. In 2016, IBM Watson has able to cross references 20 million oncology records and correctly diagnose the rare leukemia patients. So the next application is Google's AI Eye Doctor. Can examine the retina scans and identify a condition called diabetic retinopathy. And Facebook, it uses the machine learning and deep learning to detect the facial features and tag your friends, identify the persons, especially artificial intelligence used to recognize the faces. Then the Twitter, all the social media, we are having the applications of AI. So in Twitter, we are using a natural language processing, the linguistics aspects to identify the offensive contents from the tweets. So the next one is Google Predictive Search. So one of the most famous AI application is Google Predictive Search. When you begin typing a search keyword, Google make recommendations for you to choose from. So based on your interest, it will suggest your interested topics so that you can quickly go for searching. So this is one of the application of AI. Predictive searches are based on the data that Google collects about you, such as your location, age, and other personal details. So by using AI, the search engine attempts to guess what you might be trying to find. So based on this, all the predictive search engines are working. So next one is Google Assistants, the digital assistants or virtual assistants. So the examples are Siri, Alexa. So now you'll be having Google Duplex. It is not only responding to calls and book appointments, it adds a human touch also along with your applications. So next one is the recommendation engines. So all the e-commerce websites, we are having the application of AI in terms of recommendation engines. So next. So where the deep learning techniques comes into picture. So the deep learning, one of the major application of deep learning is Google Translate. So it uses the NLP. In 2013, the deep learning is used to understand conceptual meaning of words. In 2014, similar breakthroughs appeared in language translation. It uses the concept of natural language processing with ontologies. So the ontology in terms of both domain-specific ontologies and general natural language processing ontologies are existing. So WordNet is for natural language processing. And for specific domains in medical field, we are having MIS ontology. Medical subject headings are available. So based on these ontologies, the Google Translate is capable of performing the translation between any language to any other. So these have led to the advancements in web search, document summarization, and machine translations. So in text analytics, the AI plays a vital role. So we are having more scope for AI in text analytics also. AI omnipresence in transportations. So the Google Maps, so the Google and Waze find the fastest route by processing the traffic data, and ride sharing, the Uber and Lyft predict the real-time demand using AI techniques, machine learning and deep learning. These are the existing examples and applications for the AI. So the audience. So Facebook and Twitter, it uses AI to decide what type of content to be presented in their feeds to different types of, based on the type of audience, it provides the recommendations to post your thoughts and post your information in that particular blog or websites. And image recognition, sentimental analysis. So recently, the AI is heavily used in sentimental analysis with the help of natural language processing. So positive and negative aspects can be captured by understanding or by recognizing the words, the meaning, semantics behind the words, and image recognition also. And NLP, we carry around powerful natural language processing algorithms in our phones and computers. So previously, we have developed all the algorithms and machines that can able to execute only our system. So next, we have started to convert all our applications as web-based applications. So now we are in the era, we are started to convert all our applications into mobile-based apps. Okay. So that the natural language processing comes into picture, and object detection. So the cameras like Amazon Deep Lens or Google Clips use object detection to determine when to take a photo. This is based on only the AI. So the latest developments in terms of computer vision. So in image classification, we are using the AI-based approaches. So deep learning proven to work for image classification. So when we are comparing the models, existing models, the AI outperforms than other existing models. So it is mainly used in object detection also. So whatever may be the application, so far we have covered what is the history of your artificial intelligence, what are the various definitions of artificial intelligence, the stages and types of artificial intelligence, and what are the subdomains related to artificial intelligence, the relationship between data science, machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence, and the applications of artificial intelligence. So if you are interested to do the research in artificial intelligence, especially in generating the models and algorithms, which are helping to translate the human intelligence into the machine. So we have to follow certain steps. So I would like to give you a brief idea about how to proceed the research based on artificial intelligence. What are the steps it involves? What type of data sets you can use? So I want to give some highlight on it. So all the research approaches, the problems can be start from the problem statement. So what problem are you trying to solve? So whether it is in terms of text analytics, or it is in object detection, or image classification, or a disease diagnosis. So what problem are you trying to solve? And data collection. What data do you need to solve it? Are you going to process the text data or the image-based data? So different types of data are available. So what type of data we are going to collect? Based on that, you have to choose the data exploration and pre-processing techniques. So how should you clean your data so your model can use it? So your first phase will form the data exploration and pre-processing. So how to handle the missing details? So how to remove the outliers from your data? So all these things we have to take in care. So for that, we can able to design the algorithms and methods and models. So next we have to come for modeling, build a model to solve your problem. So either you can go for architectural proposals or in terms of algorithms or optimization techniques to address your processing. And then finally, you have to come for validation. So using the various performance measures, you can assess the performance of your models. And finally, you can go for deploying your model in an existing environment. So communicate to stakeholders or put into production. So your research should cover all these steps, starting to a problem statement to the deployment of your system in a customer site. So for that, regarding the data collection, you can collect the data from, the data may be either human generated or the IoT and machines generated. Data is available in public website, legacy documents and multimedia, because you can have any type of data as your input based on your application. So the IoT contributes much in the data generation in the recent years. IoT data consists of all web-enabled devices that collect, send, and respond to data they require from their respective environments. By 2020, IoT will include a projected 200 billion smart and connected devices. The data produced is expected to double every 2 years to total 40 zettabytes. It can be collected via sensors, cameras, and processors. Public website, lot of data. We are generating huge volume of data through the public websites. So you can access your data from encyclopedia, stock data, and entertainment, multimedia data. And for your research purpose, you can select the data sets. They can vary in shape and size. They can be made up of many different data types. They differ depending on the tasks. So these are some of the repositories available. So you can collect the data from these repositories: UCI machine learning repositories, ImageNet, KDD Cup, Google, data.gov, ImageNet, MINST, Cypher10, ILS VRC. So these are the existing data sets for the artificial intelligence. Based on your application, you can take the data from these data sets. You can go for applying the data cleaning or transformation methods like these steps. What are the if it is text analytics, language translation purpose, Google Translate, then we have to go for stemming algorithms, tokenization, stemming algorithms, we can go for that. And then we can go for modeling in order to identify the semantics behind the words in terms of sentimental analysis. We are depending upon the ontologies. So how to include the ontologies into your system, how to extract the relationship between the words, identify the semantics behind the positive and negative aspects. So you can collect for the sentimental analysis, you can collect the data from the social media websites and all the e-commerce websites. So you're having lot of reviews about the products. So whether the customers are interested to buy, if they are very much interested, then the business fields can introduce more, they can invest much amount in that particular area. So in order to recognize the feedback of the customers, they are using the sentimental analysis. So AI plays a vital role in sentimental analysis also. We can, based on your application, we can refer all these data sets. Artificial intelligence is definitely the future of the world, not only present, it is still the future of the world also. We will be having lot of scope. So AI will derive the economy of tomorrow. So still we are having a large scope to derive or to generate the machines and models to reflect the human intelligence. So still we are having a long way to go. So thank you to all of you.
I am asking that there is any use of artificial intelligence in the Internet of Vehicle?
Internet vehicle.
Yes.
So definitely, sir, we are having. So all our applications are based on the artificial intelligence only. We have discussed the Google Translate, the search engines are recommendation engines. So all these concepts are working based on the artificial intelligence only.
Ma'am, any tool which we can use to use for implementation of Internet of Vehicle?
Sir, that I don't know. I will refer and tell you, sir. If there is a specific tools means normally we will be using the languages they are using. So the specific tool means I will refer and tell you.
Hello, ma'am. Hello,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, there is what is the main difference between machine learning and deep learning, ma'am? Both are comes inside artificial intelligence. We know
Yes,
that, but
yes.
any specific difference between those machine learning and deep learning, ma'am?
Ma'am, normally the machine learning, we are trying to train the machine to learn from our experience. We are introducing the algorithms or models, how to make the machines get trained for our intelligence. But whereas the deep learning, in order to improve the accuracy, the number of steps are clubbed together in terms of the neural networks. So we are exactly simulating or reflecting the actions of the human being, so that we are slowly training the machines to act like a human being. So it's next advanced level of the machine learning.
For deep learning also, we need some algorithms, tools, etc. like
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yes. For deep learning also, you have to you have to use all neural networks. So you have to design the tools and techniques for how to train the neural networks to reflect the human intelligence. So therefore, we are having supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms based on the number of layers, the hidden layers. You can define your logic, your objective functions.
After machine learning, we have to process deep learning, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Machine learning is in the outer layer. The innermost layer, you'll be having the deep learning.
Deep learning. After that, the output will comes out.
Yes. From those data, you can derive the insights. You can go for predicting your result. Is there a possibility?
Any problems have both side, or such problems have only those kinds?
No, ma'am. We can go for. You can if there is the existence of the disease, you can accurately predict. So the samples of the trained data.
Okay. So we have to process both, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, one question.
Sir.
Actually, how that hidden layer, the transfer function works in that case of the computations in the machine learning, how that transfer function work in the hidden layers?
I hope we are having the specific algorithms.
Yeah.
Forthcoming sessions, they will be discussing in detail.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you,
ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Just a little bit question. As we know that this artificial intelligence will working every machine learning and other purposes. How can it is used for present scenario? Coronavirus, COVID-19.
Sir, this is predictive analysis. We can use the machine learning for predictive analysis. So we can collect the samples. So we can train our machine to learn the existence. From that, we can able to predict whether a person is having a corona or
no,
not.
madam. If I make one type of machine which directly detect that person is having a COVID-19.
Hello.
Okay.
Can it possible by using that artificial and machine learning?
So you want to design especially a machine to detect the coronavirus architecture.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I
Can
couldn't
it be
get you.
possible, madam? That
Sir, I couldn't get your question. Can you please come again?
that if I make a machine which is using this artificial intelligence and this data science everything, by that machine a person can have a COVID-19. It can detect or not, madam?
Yes, no. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can do it.
We can do it. Then it is not file-based function also, no, madam?
So I think your voice is not clear, so that I
Yes,
could
yes.
not able to follow your. So we can able to develop a machine. Definitely, it is possible.
Yes, yes, madam.
Okay, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Logeshwari ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, some questions in chat box, ma'am. Could you?
Let me see it, ma'am.
That must be divisible by.
So regarding lab sessions, I think you'll be having in
No,
the.
ma'am. That is not
Okay, sir.
that's for us, ma'am. And I
Okay, sir.
shall I read out that question?
Okay, ma'am. I can able to see that. I have some questions.
Yeah, ma'am.
I have some questions. We know that in a hierarchy of data science or machine learning domain, artificial intelligence placed at the top of the hierarchy. So why we are learning the top-down approach, not in the bottom-up approach? Because first we have to extract the intelligence from the human being. What type of decision making, the prediction. Hello, sir. So first we have to extract what is the behavior you want to simulate. That is AI. AI comes into picture. So after extracting the feature, we can go for proposing algorithms or methods to process the data. So there comes into picture your machine learning. So still we have to increase the accuracy of the prediction so that we are getting to deep learning. So that's why we are proceeding in the top-down approach.